The scene opens with a body cam view from inside a police vehicle. The officer pulls over a dark-colored SUV.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, sir? I'm Sebastian, Sarasota Police Department. You're on audio and video recording. The reason for the stop, you were observed going 57 and a 40, and you were on your phone texting while you were doing that. That was at Euclid and Fruitville.
You don't need to point at me, officer.
I'm not pointing at you. I'm pointing in the direction where it was.
I'll just call the chief, how's that?
Go right ahead, sir. Can I see
know
your
who I
license?
am, right?
Yes, sir, I do. Can I see your license, registration, insurance, please?
You can do this?
Yes, sir.
The traffic stop begins with a tense exchange. The driver immediately becomes defensive about the officer pointing, setting a confrontational tone. The officer remains calm and states the reasons for the stop: speeding and texting while driving. The driver's immediate threat to call the police chief suggests he believes he has influence and is attempting to intimidate the officer.
I'm sorry? I still have a job to do, sir.
Yeah, man. What's your name?
Officer Sebastian, it's going to be on the citation. Can I see your insurance, registration, and your license, please? Sir, can I have your paperwork, please? 7 years, sir. Can I see your registration, please? You're not going to give me your registration, sir.
You arrest me?
I'm asking you if you're going to produce me with your registration. You don't have it on you?
Look, go call the chief. Tell him how rude you just been to me. Play with this video.
Okay.
Then you call Marlon Brown. Then you call the mayor.
Okay.
They're not okay, though. I'm telling you what to do.
The driver continues to be uncooperative, questioning the officer's actions and making statements about her having a job to do. The driver then goes on a tangent, mentioning various individuals and implying he will be making calls to report the officer. The driver's behavior escalates from defensive to obstructive. He refuses to provide all the requested documents and instead begins questioning the officer's authority and tenure. This is a common tactic used to challenge an officer and disrupt the standard procedure of a traffic stop. The officer, however, remains persistent and continues to request the necessary documents. The driver's repeated threats to contact higher-ranking officials underscore his attempt to use his perceived status to evade the consequences of his actions.
Okay, sir. Are you refusing to produce your registration? I'm asking you if you have your registration.
You're making career decisions.
Okay,
Why
sir.
are you doing this?
Sir, because you were speeding and you were texting.
Says who? Where's your video?
All right.
The officer walks back to her patrol car. The driver gets out of his vehicle and approaches the officer's car. The driver continues to speak to someone on his phone while standing near the officer's vehicle.
Call the supervisor. I just spoke to your boss.
Okay.
It's not okay.
You want your paperwork?
Is it your Russian immigrant status that makes you talk to people like this?
10-14-6.
Call the supervisor.
14 dispatch, can you have my supervisor respond, please?
Yeah. And then we'll see who goes.
Okay. You don't want your paperwork?
6142, can you be 51 Fruitville
You
Street?
don't have a warrant.
Sir, you're going to be
I'm
issued a
not interested in
citation.
anything you have to say. I'll wait for the supervisor.
You can wait for the supervisor, but I'm going to go through what I need to go through.
No, I'm not interested.
All right, you are going to be issued a
There's
citation.
the registration.
Well, you've been already issued a citation for that.
For what?
For failure to produce your registration.
This action significantly heightens the tension of the situation. The officer, recognizing the potential for escalation, calmly calls for a supervisor to the scene. This is a standard procedure when a situation with a citizen becomes uncooperative or confrontational. The officer informs the driver that he will be issued a citation and explains the options for dealing with it. The driver remains defiant.
All right. Sir, you're going to be issued a citation 57 and a 40 for speeding. Your fine is 256. Information in the back. You're going to have an option to plead guilty, an option to plead not guilty, and an option to take a safe driver's course. If you qualify for the course, it will reduce your fine, and it will reduce your points. If you decide to go ahead and do that, just make sure you do it prior to submission of payment.
You know what he said about you? You want to hear what he said about you?
He could say all he wants about me. I got a job to do, sir.
You know what he said about you?
If you fail to
Had you
complete...
before like this,
Okay.
and he's going to have you again.
And that's fine.
It's not fine. Why do you keep saying it's fine?
Sir,
I'm a law-abiding citizen, and you're being bloody rude to me.
If you decide to go ahead and do the course, just make sure you do it prior to submission of payment, as they do
You think you're winning?
require a certificate of completion. If you sign up for it, you must complete it. Otherwise, they will go ahead and suspend your license. You are going to be issued a citation for texting and driving. Okay?
The officer proceeds to issue citations for speeding, texting while driving, and failure to provide registration. The officer hands the citations to the driver, who initially refuses to take them. The driver continues to argue and film the officer with his phone.
You are going to be issued a citation for texting and driving. Your fine is $116. Information in the back. You're going to have an option to plead guilty and an option to plead not guilty. You are going to be issued a citation for failure to provide your registration upon request. Your fine is $116. Information in the back. You can plead guilty or not guilty.
You're lying.
Green paper.
Give them the citation. You're
Green
lying.
paper tells you
Why
you
are
have 30 days to repay.
Why are you lying?
You have 30
Why
days to
are you
reply.
lying?
Your payment options are on the green form.
Here's a simple question. Why are you lying?
Phone number on the bottom in case you have any questions. When my supervisor comes, I'll wait for him with you if you like me to. Your citation's over there. You can accept them. I will wait. I will wait, but I will wait in my car. There you go.
The officer proceeds to issue multiple citations, detailing each violation and the associated fines and options. The driver's response is to accuse the officer of lying, further escalating his noncompliance. The arrival of a supervisor is a critical turning point. It provides a third party to de-escalate the situation and ensure that proper procedures are being followed by both the officer and the citizen. The driver continues to film the encounter, likely intending to use the footage to support his claims against the officer.
Are you still waiting for a supervisor, or are you leaving?
Reggie, I'm just coming down.
Okay. Very good.
By the way, he's a friend of mine.
I'm sorry?
Friend of mine.
Okay.
I'm on my way over there.
You know Pat Robertson, right?
Yes, I do, sir.
Why are you doing this?
Because I have a job to do, sir.
Not like that.
Nobody's above the law.
No one's above the law. You have to have some degree of respect for law-abiding.
That degree of respect started the moment I walked up to your car, sir.
No. You knew exactly what you were doing and you made a mistake.
If that is your feeling, you are more than welcome to fight the citations in court.
I won't fight the citation. I'll
Okay.
fight your employment.
Okay. You're more than, you're an influential person.
Very.
You can go ahead and do that.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Why not just say you're sorry?
Because I did nothing wrong, sir. I was doing my job, but I am going to ask you either to sit in your car or step on the sidewalk, because I don't want either one of us getting hit. Okay. Sir, I have nothing more to say to you, sir. You requested my supervisor. You can have the conversation with them now.
The first officer is standing by her vehicle, having just told the driver, Mr. Hyde, that she is writing the citations. Mr. Hyde is standing near his own car, growing increasingly agitated. This is the absolute peak of the confrontation. The subtext is gone, and the driver's intentions are laid bare. His question, "You know who I am, right?" is a direct attempt to leverage his social and political status to get out of a ticket. He is explicitly asking for special treatment. The officer's calm, "Yes, sir," is powerful in its simplicity. She acknowledges his identity, but simultaneously refuses to acknowledge that it makes him above the law. The driver's follow-up, "I'll have your job," is a direct and unambiguous threat. This is a move from trying to intimidate to actively promising professional retaliation. But the most revealing moment is the demand for an apology. He isn't seeking genuine remorse. He is demanding she submit to his authority. An apology from her would be an admission that she was wrong to stop him, effectively invalidating her role as a law enforcement officer and validating his belief that he is exempt from the rules. Her silent, firm refusal to apologize is the defining moment of her professionalism. She refuses. A second officer has arrived on the scene and is now speaking with the driver, Mr. Hyde, while the first officer stands by her vehicle.
Sarge Frangione is on his way.
Okay.
Speeding 57 and a 40. Texting while driving. Failure to produce his registration when I asked. He told me I could look it up.
Okay. You know who he is,
Yes.
right? Yeah, you found identified him. Okay. So you're just gonna stay by to cite him, or is that what?
He already got cited.
Oh, he has already
Yeah.
the citation. So he just.
From the moment I woke up.
So he's just waiting for.
He's waiting for supervisor, and I guess he spoke to Frangione, so Frangione is on his way.
Okay.
Bobby just pulled up.
Okay.
The second officer then approaches Mr. Hyde.
Hello, Mr. Hyde. I guess you talked to Sergeant Frangione by the phone?
I did, yeah.
Okay, he's on his way. She requested another unit, so that's what another
Give
unit.
someone a certificate, ticket for no registration when they've got their registration.
The arrival of the second officer marks a shift in the dynamic. The first officer calmly and concisely briefs him on the situation, listing the infractions. This professional exchange ensures that all responding officers are aware of the circumstances. The second officer's initial interaction with Mr. Hyde is calm and aims to de-escalate the situation by confirming that a supervisor is en route, as the driver had requested. However, Mr. Hyde remains fixated on the registration ticket, continuing to challenge the validity of the officer's actions.
She's trying to make her Spurs, but it's a big mistake.
Well, this one is the expired one, but
Well, that doesn't make it. It'll take 2
Yeah.
seconds.
yeah.
We're going to make sure that she pays the price for being disrespectful. And I just wanted you to witness and know that the registration was right there, and she deliberately chose to write the ticket. She came up, she said, the first... Look, there's a video of it, so be quiet. There's a video of what you said.
There is.
And I've got a video of what you said. Right? What she said was, I don't have it. She immediately said, I write your citation. She went right back. She never said anything. She went straight back. I denied the citation. She's straight back, right the I've lived here for 25 years. I've represented your unit. I've got no interest in listening to you, young lady.
I was talking to my sergeant. Sergeant, if you don't mind if we could step over the road onto the sidewalk.
Yeah,
Oh,
just a
it's
second,
public
officer.
safety thing, yeah.
Mr. Hyde continues to express his frustration to the second officer, making accusations against the first officer. The second officer examines the registration document provided by Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde's anger doesn't subside. He continues to make personal attacks against the first officer, accusing her of trying to make a name for herself and threatening repercussions. His claim that the registration was readily available is a point of contention. His statement, "There's a video of it, so be quiet," directed at the officer, is another attempt to assert control and intimidate her. He also brings up his past representation of the police union, implying he should receive preferential treatment. The first officer, maintaining her professionalism, suggests moving the conversation off the road for safety, a standard and prudent measure.
Come on, then.
Yeah, Mr. Hyde, like I said,
No.
you know,
I've represented you guys
Yes,
in
sir.
union discussions. My
Yeah.
son is a cop. I'm friends with
Yeah. Yes, sir.
everybody in the police department. This is the first time anybody has been disrespectful to me. And for what reason? I could care less. If they would even write me a ticket, I could care less. I just pay the bloody thing. You don't think I got the money? It's the manner and the nature of it.
Okay. And like I said, Sergeant Frangione will be over here to talk to you about her interaction. I'd say,
Outrageous.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why? I mean, of all the people to do it to.
yeah, I understand, sir, and you know, I set you. You know, I've been with the negotiations with you, and I understand where you're coming from.
I don't ask for special treatment, but I don't expect to get treated like a punk.
Let me go talk to her and see.
Well, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
She's got it in her head. I know exactly who she is. Frangione told me exactly who she is. That's fine. 7 years might not turn into 8.
Mr. Hyde continues to vent his frustrations to the second officer, who remains calm and attempts to listen. Mr. Hyde continues to leverage his connections, mentioning his son is a police officer and that he knows everybody in the department. This is a clear attempt to intimidate and imply that the officer's actions will have negative consequences for her career. His statement, 7 years might not turn into 8, is a direct and thinly veiled threat against her job. The second officer continues to act as a buffer, trying to keep the situation from escalating further while they await the arrival of the supervisor.
Go back to the station and dock my camera.
No. He'll review it if he needs to review it. He can stop
Because
it.
Sarge was already calling me to do that. He just didn't know that this is who it was.
Oh, okay.
So, but I couldn't leave until somebody was here, so just let me know what you need me to do.
Is Sergeant Frangione coming on his way here? Is that,
Yes.
He is?
Yes, he told me he was.
I just wait for him to get here and then. Well, let me give him a call real quick because that might help matters. Want me here or anything? No.
Proceed to the route.
Stay in your car.
I just wanted to know if you want me to go back to the station.
You can go to the station. Yep, go to the station.
The supervisor, Sergeant Francione, arrives on the scene. The first officer is instructed to go back to the station and document the incident. The scene continues with the supervisor, Sergeant Francione, standing on the roadside speaking with the driver, Mr. Hyde. The first officer has just driven away.
Hey, Martin. Yeah, I have to leave it on.
All right, so here's the thing. She lied about the cell phone thing.
Okay.
She lied about I don't know, the speed. I could care less. You can give me the ticket all day long. I could care less about that. And then I gave her the registration, and she's, oh, registration. It's in the car there somewhere. She goes off, she writes me a ticket, she brings me back a citation. I said, there it is.
Okay.
And she still gives me it.
Okay. All right.
She's being funny. And the thing is, I appreciate that. I back you guys left, right, and centre.
I understand that. I do. Trust me, I do
And
know
I
that.
don't expect better treatment, but I don't expect worse treatment. If that's how you treat people, that's unacceptable.
Now that the initial, more aggressive officer is gone, Mr. Hyde's strategy shifts. He is speaking to a supervisor, a peer in his mind, and his tone changes from overt hostility to that of a deeply wronged supporter. He opens by framing the officer as a liar, attempting to discredit her from the start. He dismisses the speeding charge, the most verifiable offense, as unimportant, focusing instead on the procedural issues where he feels he has more leverage. His key tactic here is positioning himself as a staunch ally of the police. I back you guys left, right, and center. This is a classic "I'm one of the good guys" approach, designed to create a bond with a supervisor and frame the first officer as an outsider who has disrespected a supporter of their tribe. The line, "I don't expect better treatment, but I don't expect worse treatment," is masterful in its subtlety. He is simultaneously claiming he doesn't want special favors while strongly implying that his status as a supporter should afford him a level of respect and leeway that he believes he was denied. He's not just complaining about a ticket, he's complaining about a perceived social injustice against him personally.
I understand. I understand your frustration.
And I can get the video and I can play it to
I'm
the
going.
mayor. I understand that, but you know, the thing is, I don't take kind of. She knew exactly, because I said to her, I said, yeah, right away, I said, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I know. Straight away, writing the tickets. Why?
Well, she's a traffic officer.
Yeah,
That's what we do. But I understand.
Yeah, I understand that's what she do.
Yeah.
It's not what you do, and you know it.
Listen, she has a job to do. I'm not. Listen, I'm
Not
gonna
that
look
way.
at the. I'm gonna look at the video. I understand your concerns. I'm gonna look at the video. I notified everybody in the chain of command right now. That's what I was doing. That's why I was not coming here. I thought you were gonna meet me at the station, but it's not a big deal. She's going right now to dock her video. Right now, she's going to dock the video. And if there's problems, you will be the first to know.
Well,
and
I know there's problems, but the difference is, I'll do something about it.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, I'm going to take your complaint, is what I'm doing. That's the first step.
The sergeant attempts to steer the conversation away from the emotional and personal and toward official procedure. His repeated mentions of reviewing the video and notifying the chain of command are meant to reassure Mr. Hyde that there is a formal process for addressing his complaint. This is a standard de-escalation technique.
Validate the person's feelings, I understand your frustration, while reinforcing that the system will handle it, thereby removing the need for further roadside confrontation. Mr. Hyde, however, rejects this procedural off-ramp. His interruption, "That's not what you do and you know it," is a direct challenge to the sergeant's authority and an insinuation that there's an unwritten rulebook for people like him. When the sergeant's reassurances fail to placate him, Mr. Hyde delivers a clear, veiled threat. "I'll do something about it." He is making it plain that if the official process doesn't yield the result he wants, he will use his personal influence to create consequences. The sergeant's simple, "Okay, I understand," is a neutral acknowledgement, refusing to be drawn into a power struggle while also not dismissing the driver's statement.
How can you write a ticket for no registration when you've got the registration? I mean, as if I got a $150,000 car, I've lived here for 25 years and I don't register the car. Why do that?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Well, you tell me what the point is.
It's just a state statute that she enforces. She's not the only traffic officer that
Would you
writes.
give a ticket for that?
I really don't leave the office. I understand what you're saying.
I understand you have a video on there, but the fact is, nobody in their right mind would give a ticket for that to me. Nobody.
I understand what you're saying, and you producing it, she probably should have taken that ticket away, but I'm going to find out what exactly occurred.
Because she had a bee in her bonnet because she thought she was on a big power trip. Guess what? She's been there 7 years. She ain't going to make 8.
Okay.
I'll make sure.
Well, I'll get going on.
She ain't.
This is where all pretenses dropped. Mr. Hyde's argument is no longer about procedure, it's about status. His reference to his $150,000 car and his 25-year residency is a blatant appeal to his wealth and standing in the community. The subtext is clear. People like me don't get these kinds of tickets. Don't you know who I am? He sees the registration ticket not as a minor legal infraction, but as an illogical and insulting affront to his character and social position. When the sergeant again tries to frame it as simple, impartial enforcement of a state statute, Mr. Hyde makes his final and most chilling move. He accuses the officer of being on a big power trip and then delivers a direct, unambiguous threat to her career. She's been there 7 years, she ain't going to make 8. I'll make sure of it. The conversation is no longer about a traffic stop. It has become a raw display of perceived power and a promise of personal retaliation against a police officer for simply doing her job.
All right, listen, that's your prerogative. I want to get
This
started.
is not right, Andy.
Okay, I understand.
It's not right. You don't treat people that have treated and supported you like that.
I understand where you're coming from. I do.
Bare minimum of respect is yes sir, no sir. Not a word of it. Straight up, talking to me like I'm a piece of dog. Get back in your car, which is this. She's standing, she's got a car door open, and I'm leaning against here talking to someone. Okay? So, in case you get hit by traffic. Just being difficult. Okay? Just being cocky.
I understand. I do understand where you're coming from.
But it isn't. It's a bad interaction.
Yeah, it
It's a bad interaction.
It definitely seemed like it was.
How difficult is it to come to me and say, you're doing 57, give us your license and your registration? Why get into immediately like that when she knew exactly who she was talking to? If that's how, no wonder you got people shooting people in Newtown if that's how you talk to people.
All right, Martin, I'll talk to you later.
And writing tickets when someone's actually got the physical stuff, tell me that's me.
I understand. I do. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Sergeant Franciani remained on the scene, continuing to speak with a still agitated Martin Hyde. Ultimately, Mr. Hyde was allowed to leave with his 3 citations for speeding, texting while driving, and failure to provide registration. For most traffic stops, this is where the story would end, but this time it was only the beginning. Following a public records request, the officer's body camera footage was released to the media, and the video quickly went viral. The public reaction was swift and overwhelming. Viewers lauded the female officer for her remarkable composure, professionalism, and restraint in the face of escalating hostility and direct threats to her career. This part of the story moves beyond the immediate confrontation to explore the real-world consequences, which is the ultimate resolution of the conflict.
The release of the body camera footage became the critical turning point. It transformed a private, albeit tense interaction into a public spectacle. The core of this explanation is the stark contrast between the two individuals' actions and the subsequent public judgment. The officer, who remained professional under extreme pressure, was vindicated and celebrated. Mr. Hyde, who attempted to use his status and influence to intimidate an officer, faced severe public condemnation and professional repercussions. Martin Hyde, who at the time was a prominent candidate running for a city commission seat, faced intense backlash. Donors pulled their support and political allies distanced themselves. The very influence he had tried to leverage on the side of the road was now crumbling under the weight of his own recorded words. Within days, facing insurmountable pressure, Mr. Hyde withdrew from the political race. The Sarasota Police Department publicly supported their officer, commending her conduct. The incident became a nationwide case study in the power of body cameras to provide an impartial, objective record of events. It highlighted a stark reality. In a world of constant recording, actions and words have lasting consequences. It was a powerful and very public lesson that professionalism is paramount and accountability can be just a record button away.